Hello, welcome to the StreamYard 101 webinar. I am your webinar host, Kelsey, and I work at StreamYard in the customer success department. So I'm working with StreamYard clients all day long to help everyone get the best possible use out of the StreamYard platform. Part of my job is each Thursday, I go live with my producer, Dana, to give a full 1 hour comprehensive demo start to finish of the StreamYard platform. So if you are a new StreamYard user or you have been using StreamYard for a while, but you're just needing some tips and tricks to really maximize your live streams, you are in the right place. So welcome. Thanks for being with us today. If you haven't already, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section letting us know where you're tuning in from, because we love to see how global our audience is. I see we already have someone from Bangladesh. Hello, thanks for joining us. Vancouver. Hey, Dana, that's my producer. Thanks for being here. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little roadmap of what our time today is going to look like so that you have an idea of where we're headed. So before we jump into the meat of the program today, I'm just going to talk through some concepts. I'm going to talk about what is StreamYard, why should you live stream if you haven't already, and then we're going to talk a little bit about equipment that you need to use to really maximize your experience. And then following that, we're going to screen share and jump into the StreamYard platform, and I will show you how to set up your StreamYard account from top to bottom, start to finish. We're going to give you a demo of how to create your first broadcast, how to set up your broadcast studio. I'll give you some pro tips when we're inside the broadcast studio of ways that you can utilize the branding opportunities to really maximize the professionalism of your live stream. And then we're going to go live inside of our broadcast studio. So you'll get to see that whole process and what that looks like from the inside out. Of course, at any time during that process, feel free to drop any questions you have in the comment section of the YouTube chat so that we can answer them on the spot. I really want this hour to be super beneficial to all of you, so feel free at any time to ask your questions. Hey, Shiva from India. I think I saw someone from Seattle as well, second use. Thanks for being here. I'm doing this webinar live from New York City, so shout out to my fellow New Yorkers. Hey, from NYC. I love that. What part of New York are you in? Crossroads. Hey, Robin from Las Vegas. We got Nicelle from Boston. Amazing. Thanks for being here, everyone. We are in for a treat today. So, okay, we will jump into all of that. Then at the end of the hour following our demo, we will save about 10 to 15 minutes of time for a dedicated Q&A portion. So if I do happen to miss your question or we just don't get to it during the demo portion of the broadcast, make sure to drop it in the comments at the end of the broadcast again, because we will get to questions at the end. So that's kind of the through line for our hour today. I think it's going to be super informative, and at any time, again, please drop your comments and questions in the chat and we will be able to answer those for you. All right, let's get started. For those of you who are just joining, welcome. I'm Kelsey. We're gonna jump right in. Okay, so the first thing I like to talk about is what is StreamYard? For those of you who just signed up, have not made a broadcast yet, are just like, I'll check out this demo today, you might be wondering, what is StreamYard? StreamYard is the easiest way to create professional live streams. That's really what it is. The reason it's the easiest way is because StreamYard is fully browser-based, which means you don't have to download any software onto your computer. You just open a Chrome browser or a Firefox browser, or if you're on an iPhone, a Safari browser, and you go www.streamyard.com, and you can get started streaming right there. So it's super easy, and you can go live on virtually any device. And we'll talk a little bit more about devices and equipment in just a few minutes. The reason it's the easiest way to create professional live streams is because you can upload all of your branding assets directly to the StreamYard Studio. So you can bring in your logo, your overlays, your holding cards, your title graphics, your lower thirds. You can bring in all of that to StreamYard and utilize those elements while you're live. So your broadcast ends up looking super highly edited, even though you spent no time editing because you were live. So my producer Dana is putting up these wonderful graphics to kind of give you an example of what I'm talking about. All of this is happening in real time. These overlays that she's putting up, she's kind of changing the logo, so you're sort of seeing these moving pieces happening. This is all done, obviously, on StreamYard. And this kind of gives you an idea of the ways you can utilize the broadcast studio with StreamYard. And again, I'm going to show you how all of this works, how to set it up, and give you some tips and tricks to really personalize these features that StreamYard offers you. Okay. Meet Me at the Crossroads has an important question I would like to answer. So there unfortunately is not an app because we are not a software. We are all browser based. So it's actually almost easier than having an icon on your computer. All you have to do is open the same browser that you open for Facebook or for YouTube and just simply type in StreamYard.com. So there's not going to be an icon for StreamYard specifically on your computer, but you could always bookmark the StreamYard website so that it's easy access on your browser or something like that. That's a great question. Okay, the second thing I like to talk about is just about live streaming in general. So why should you live stream? What is the point of live streaming versus other video content production? Live streaming really saves time and allows you to connect way deeper with your audience. The reason it saves time is because you don't have to spend any time editing your broadcasts. If you think about the amount of time that a traditional YouTuber, for example, puts into their YouTube content, there are so many steps involved in creating that YouTube video, right? So first they have to come up with the idea for the content, then they have to film the content, upload all of that footage onto their editing software on their computer. Then they have to splice it together, add all their graphics, add their logo, put their background music in. They have to cut out all the bloopers, etc. And then once they have that final finished product, they have to export it and then upload it to YouTube. And then even though they have already uploaded it to YouTube, they still have to return to the video continuously to check on their engagement and to see who's watching, who's commenting, and to engage with their audience that way. So there's a ton of steps, it takes a ton of time, and it's a little bit of a disjointed process. With live streaming, you can really streamline, see what I did there? That whole process. So you can create your assets in advance. So you can create your logo and your graphics and your lower thirds and do a little bit of prep work so that you can have all of that ready in the StreamYard Studio. But then once you go live, all of these pieces are happening simultaneously. And your viewers can watch you and be with you while you're streaming. So you get that level of engagement that just isn't possible with traditional video content. For example, all of you are watching this broadcast live. I am literally doing this right now, 2 p.m. on a Thursday in New York City. And all of you are somewhere in your homes, in your offices, also right now, maybe in different time zones, maybe in different countries, but we're all together, right? And I'm able to bring your comments from the YouTube stream on screen on my broadcast and interact with you and make relationships with you and have you as a part of this stream. So StreamYard and live streaming in general is an amazing way to connect far deeper with your audience and really expand your community. Shiva says, do I need to take help of someone while going online, like producer, etc.? Great question. That is not necessary. It can be done. I like to go live with my producer, Dana, because we are coworkers at StreamYard and we have a great time running this webinar together, but it's certainly not necessary. StreamYard is built to be super easy to use. So, and it's also built to be very user-friendly. So it's completely possible, and it's actually designed for you to be able to do everything yourself. And I'll show you how everything works, and I'll show you just how easy it is to set everything up in just a few moments when we enter the broadcast studio. Okay. The final thing I like to talk about is equipment. So I touched on this a little bit before. But because StreamYard is browser-based and you don't have to download any software, that means you can use virtually any device to go live with StreamYard. If you have a laptop, perfect. If you have a Chromebook, perfect. If you have an iPad or an iPhone and you don't have a computer, totally fine. You can just go to StreamYard.com on your browser and get started live streaming. It's as easy as that, and a lot of the quote-unquote heavy lifting gets done on StreamYard servers instead of your device, right? So all you need is a working, running device and a good internet connection, and you can go live and create really high-quality, very well-produced streams. So I like to touch on that just because if your equipment or lack thereof was maybe holding you back from getting started with StreamYard, disregard all of those notions, and I would just encourage you to get started right away, because your content is really what matters. Getting your content out there and connecting with your audience and your community is really what matters. And you can always upgrade your devices later or add, an external camera or an external microphone or some lighting or something like that. There's a ton of things that you can do to spruce up your setup. But in terms of just getting started, just use what you have, and StreamYard will help you along the way. Okay, so now that we have talked through all of my talking points, let us bring up the screen share, and I'm going to show you how to set up your account. Crossroads says I'll be using an iPad Air. That's perfect. You can certainly do that. Okay, so are we able to share just that tab, Dana, instead of the whole screen? No, okay. So we are here on our destinations page. Now we are going to add a destination to our StreamYard account because that is where we are going to send our live stream to. Bill says, do I need more than one device to do it? Nope, you just need the one device. Great question. So we're going to start here on our destinations tab, and StreamYard can connect directly to multiple social media platforms so that it's super, super easy to stream live to your social media. For example, we are connected directly to Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Periscope, which is Twitter's live streaming tool, Twitch, and then that black box at the bottom that you see there is called custom RTMP. So if you don't see your platform that you want to stream to, you can likely stream there using custom RTMP. And that is, for example, for streaming to a platform such as Vimeo or Microsoft Teams or something like that. For the purposes of this demo, we are going to choose Facebook profile. Hey, Nadine from Portland. Thanks for tuning in, Nadine. So Dana clicked Facebook profile, and now you see her option. It says Dana Bentz. Is this the profile you want to choose? So because Dana is already logged in to her Facebook profile on her browser, StreamYard recognizes, oh, she's already connected to her Facebook account. Is this the one she wants to use? So since it is, she will click on that, and then it'll give her this green box that says your Facebook profile is connected. You're all set. So now her destination has been connected. So we'll go back to the destinations tab there. And you can see the top option there on her destinations list is that Facebook profile that we just added. Now you will also be able to see all of your other destinations that you've connected to your account. You can have multiple destinations, up to 100 destinations connected to your StreamYard account. And then each time you create a broadcast, you can select which destination you want to go live to. So we're going to go back to our broadcasts tab on the top left corner. And now we are on our upcoming broadcast dashboard. So this is where we can create our first broadcast studio. So Dana already has one scheduled there that you will see. She has not gone live in that broadcast studio yet, but I'm going to show you how to set one up from scratch. So we'll click the blue Create a Broadcast button, and then we'll click New Broadcast. Now, this brings you to a menu where you can select one of those destinations that we were just talking about prior. So you can see all of those little bubbles are the options of destinations that you have connected to your account. So Dana's going to hover over her YouTube channel for today and click on that one. And now this is also where multi-streaming comes in. So if you are on one of the upgraded plans, either the basic plan or the professional plan, you have the ability to stream live to multiple destinations at the exact same time. So if you wanted to, you could send your stream to your Facebook profile, your Facebook page, your YouTube channel, and your, LinkedIn account, for example. Dana right now has her Facebook profile, Facebook page, Facebook group, and her YouTube channel selected. And so that would be where she would multi-stream. However, for today, we're just going to deselect everything and leave her YouTube channel connected. So then she has the opportunity to put in a title and a description for her broadcast. And this is what's going to accompany the live stream on YouTube. And then below that, she has some privacy options. So YouTube offers 3 different levels of privacy for your video. And if you are familiar with uploading content to YouTube, this is the same choices that you get on YouTube directly. So YouTube offers public level of privacy, which just means that your video streams directly to your channel. Everyone can see it. It's out there. It's searchable. The second level is unlisted. Unlisted means that your video does not show up on your channel, but it is accessible by you. And if you send the direct URL link to any of your friends or colleagues or whatever, whoever receives that link is able to click on it and then they can access that video. But it's not searchable. It doesn't show up on your main channel. The third level of privacy is private. Now that means that your video does stream to your channel, but it's not viewable by anyone. So it's not on your channel, it's not searchable. And if someone gets their hands on the link, they won't even be able to watch it. They get an error message when they click on that link. So that is literally only accessible by you on your channel. So you can choose which level of privacy fits the best for your broadcast. Today, we're going to use unlisted because we are doing just a test broadcast for today. So the final option you have is to schedule your stream for later. So if you would like to set up a broadcast and schedule it, but not go live right away, you can use this schedule for later tool. This allows you to set up a time that you want your broadcast to go, or that you plan to go live. And then what this does essentially is it creates a holding page on your YouTube channel with a URL link. So the link is really helpful because if you want to market your stream in advance, say you're planning an event for 3 months from now and you want to be able to market where the stream is going to go, you can schedule your stream on YouTube, upload that thumbnail image that you just saw Dana doing. That is like a holding image that will accompany your scheduled stream. And then once you click to create the broadcast, it will create a holding page on YouTube with that designated URL that you can then send out to your viewers. Now, it's important to note that this schedule for later tool does not mean that this stream will go live without you. This just means it creates that holding page on YouTube to let your subscribers know that you plan to go live, but you still then need to return to StreamYard, to your broadcast studio, to push live and to operate the live stream when that time comes. Okay, so you will see we created our broadcast studio there on the dashboard, and you can see it as the top option there, episode 1 of my cool show. You can see when we created it and when it is scheduled to go live. There it is. So now we want to go inside the studio to set everything up in preparation. So Dana's going to click Enter Studio. Now this will bring her to a page where she can allow her cam and mic access for the browser. Her cam is on the wrong one, so she's just going to select the correct camera, and then we can see her. Hi, Dana. Now, we can also see her mic is working because when she speaks, the level goes up and down. So you know that is her mic is active. Then she's able to put in her display name, and this is the name that, for example, will accompany her inside the broadcast studio. And when she's all satisfied, she can click to enter the studio. Now, this is the inside of a broadcast studio. Dana pops down. You can see her in the corner there in a small thumbnail image, and she's accompanied by the message that says, "You're not part of the stream yet, so click to add your audio and video." So to add herself to the main screen, Dana's going to hover over her thumbnail and click to add herself, and then you'll see her pop right here. There she is. Now, it's important to note that Dana is inside the broadcast studio, but her broadcast hasn't gone live yet. So no one can see her inside of this studio except for you guys because we're screen sharing. But nothing will be live until Dana clicks the blue Go Live button in the top right corner of her broadcast studio. So you can see that button there. Nothing is live or seen by your audience on YouTube until you click that button. So you have all of the opportunities in the world to be able to prep your studio and upload all of your graphics and banners and practice essentially before going live. Okay, so Dana has herself on screen now, and now I'm going to take you through some of the customization options that you have within the Broadcast Studio and sort of the features that you have inside the studio. Okay. Dana is just going to add a couple of example comments to her YouTube stream so that those will come in as an example in this broadcast here. She's just having to multitask a little bit. So the top button, if you'll direct your eyes to the right-hand side of Dana's screen, you'll see 5 buttons. The first one, or 5 tabs, if you will. The first one is comments. So this is the section where live viewer comments will stream into the studio while you're live. And I see Second Use has a question, can you use the chat before going live? So yes, when you have scheduled a broadcast in advance, for example, this webinar that we had scheduled, a few people made comments in the chat section before we actually went live, and those filtered into our broadcast studio. So when Dana and I joined our broadcast, 5 minutes before going live today, we were able to see those comments that had been made prior. So yes, you can use the chat before you go live. Okay, so back to Dana's screen. So you can see, so Dana made a few test comments on her YouTube broadcast, and you can see that those comments just automatically filtered into her broadcast studio. And now she's able to see all the comments and click on the ones she wants to display on screen. And then you can see them display here on screen. And all she has to do to remove them is just click on the comment again and it'll remove. So that is where you can keep a running tab on all of your comments and be able to display them and interact with them during your broadcast. The next section is the banners tab on the right-hand side there. So the banners is where you can create lower third graphics, essentially. So Dana is going to go through showing you sort of what banners look like. You can see they come as lower third graphics there. And then also, if she wants to create a banner, she can click the Create button down at the bottom of that section and then just type in her text. And then she can click to add the banner and then click to display it on screen, and you can see it displays just with the click of a button. Now you can also notice that Dana has not only this static banner here, but she also has this ticking banner that's happening at the bottom of her screen. So those are 2 styles of banners that you can use. And in order to make something a ticking banner, all you have to do is edit that current banner. So hover over it, click the edit button, and then make sure you check the box that says scroll across bottom as a ticker, and then save, and then display it on screen. And then you'll see that ticker display on your screen. And you can have both a ticker and a static banner displayed at the same time. Banners can be great for sort of accentuating certain info. If you have a website such as, StreamYard.com, you can have that continuously going across the bottom. If you want to have a graphic that kind of welcomes your guest in a way that's a little more dynamic, you can put, welcome to your audience or welcome to your guest and display that when you, welcome them on screen. There's a lot of ways that you can utilize these lower third graphic banners to really enhance your stream. Shiva has a question. These banners are pre-written as per the subject, or we can create it at the 11th hour. Either way. So you can enter the studio in advance and prep your banners if you want to have them pre-made for yourself. They will all save there in the broadcast studio. Or, if you want to add one while you're live, you can definitely do that as well by just clicking to create. Even when you're on the air, you can still add banners there. Great question. Dale says, I use the ticker to run the phone number for call-in guests. That's awesome. That's a great way to utilize the banner feature. Super cool. Dana's making an example. Don't actually call that number because I'm not sure where it's going to go. Okay, so the next section in the StreamYard Broadcast Studio is the brand tab underneath the banner section. So this is where you can upload a lot of your pre-made graphics, and you can also control some of the branding for your broadcast studio. The first thing in the brand tab is the brand color. So this will affect the way the comments, the banners, and the name tags show on your screen. So right now we have this awesome royal blue, but Dana can click on the brand color and make it a different color. There's like this whole rainbow that you can scroll through, and you can see when she's doing that, her banners are totally changing color as she does that. You can also bring in your own custom 6-digit color code. If you already have a brand color that is specific to your branding, you can bring that exact color in and StreamYard will pick it up, so everything will be super cohesive for your broadcast. The next portion is the theme. So theme, it changes the display of the banners, the name tags, and the comments as well. So the first theme is default. And you can see how it just changes the layout of these graphics. The second one is minimal. Third is bubble. And the fourth is block. So they have different fonts, different vibes, different transitions, and you can see that it makes everything just display a little bit differently. This is the same comment that she's displaying, and she's showing it with the different themes. It really does change the dynamic of your broadcast. Okay, the following section is the logo section. So this is where you can upload your own branding logo to the broadcast studio, and then you can click to display it on screen. Now, if you are on the free plan, then you will have to display this lovely Powered by StreamYard duck logo that Dana has displayed in the top right corner of her broadcast. But if you are on one of our paid plans, then you're able to remove that lovely Powered by StreamYard logo and you can upload your own, and then you can display that one during your broadcast. Or you can also just remove the logo if you're on one of the paid plans, so you have a clean broadcast screen. The following section is the overlay section. So this is where you can upload transparent overlays, different graphics, holding cards, title cards, break cards, whatever you want. You can upload either static full screen graphics like you see here, or you can upload a transparent overlay. StreamYard has an example here. You can see the Live with StreamYard in the top left corner and StreamYard Live Show in the bottom right corner. This is a default one that is included in all accounts, but it gives you an idea of something that you could design so that it is a little bit of more personalized sort of dynamic branding happening in your broadcast studio. And you can really use overlays for a lot of things. I use overlays in my broadcast specifically for welcome cards. And then if I ever need to take a break during my broadcast, I'll throw up an overlay that tells my audience, you know, we'll be right back in 5 minutes or whatever. And then I also put them at the end of my broadcast generally to thank my audience for joining and to, you know, direct them to my website or whatever the case may be. So you can really do a lot with that, design them outside of StreamYard, and then upload your overlays to your broadcast studio. Let's see, are overlay options available on the free version? What options come with the paid plans? So I'm kind of taking you through which things are free and which things are paid. The logos are paid and most of the branding is paid. So on the free plan, you have access to the StreamYard branding. So that StreamYard overlay that we just showed, the transparent one, that's available on the free plan. The StreamYard logo is available on the free plan, and there is a video clip countdown timer, this 30-second countdown timer there, that is also available on the free plan, and those are all built into your account. But if you want to customize things or upload your own branding, then you must be on one of the upgraded paid plans. So an overlay is essentially just an image that you can, or a photo that you can upload into your account, and then you just click to display it. And it can either be a transparent file, so if you create one in a site such as Canva or Figma, which are some design programs, you can create a transparent overlay so that there are graphics in part of your screen and then the rest is see-through so they can see you. Right now, Dana has just a regular static overlay image. It's just a regular image uploaded into her account. So when she clicks on it, it full screens over her broadcast. And yes, you can upload a GIF as an overlay. Yes. But there are certain size limits, so you just have to be mindful of that. And all the size limits are inside of your account. If you hover over the question mark there, you'll see 3 megabytes for GIFs. Okay, moving on. So the next section is the video clip section. So like I said, StreamYard has this 30-second countdown timer included in all accounts that you can utilize for your broadcasts. And then you also, if you're on the paid plan, you also have the opportunity to create your own videos and upload them into your video clips section. So you can utilize pre-recorded content along with your live streams. Now, the video clips section could be used for an intro video, a commercial, an outro video, a short pre-recorded interview that you want to utilize with your live content. It can be used for a lot of different things. The only limitation with the video clips section is that the videos have to be 10 minutes or shorter in length and under 200 megabytes in size. And again, those specs are included inside of your account if you ever need to refer to that. The following section is the background section. So this is not a virtual background. It doesn't replace the space behind you, but instead it sort of sits at the very back of your broadcast. So if Dana were to remove herself from the broadcast screen, you'd be able to see the background that she has uploaded. The reason that you can't see it when she's on screen is because when someone is full screen, like if I full screen myself right here, then you see that the background goes away. But if I exit solo layout, then you can see that I have this background here that's like this ice blue color. Okay, so the final thing in the brand tab is the display name. So you can see I have these name tags there. Dana has her name tag there, but if you want to remove those, you can click to remove them and then they will go away. So if you want just a clean and clear broadcast, you are able to do that pretty easily. Okay, the next button on the right-hand side is the private chat. So this is where you can chat with everyone who's inside your broadcast studio. So all of your fellow presenters, anyone who you've invited to be a part of your broadcast inside StreamYard can speak internally in this private chat here. So this is really useful for if you are already on the air, but you need to communicate with your guests. You can chat with them in this private chat here, and so they can see your messages and you can prompt them as needed. This is completely private. It goes away after you leave the broadcast studio, and none of your audience are able to see this private chat. So it's just literally for you and for any presenters or fellow, co-hosts who you invite into your stream. All right, moving on to the settings button at the bottom there. This is just where you keep your camera and your audio settings. If you ever need to tweak anything, we won't need to go through all of this, but this is where all of your settings live there on the right-hand side. Okay, moving on to the bottom of your screen now. There are a few buttons at the bottom that you see here, and I'm going to take you through what all of these mean. They're pretty self-explanatory, but you have your mute button if you ever need to mute your microphone. You can stop your camera, and that will show an audio avatar if you would like. So you can upload a picture of yourself to replace your camera if you want, and then you'll see that pulsing gray bubble around Dana's photo, and that is when her mic is being picked up. Like when she's speaking, her mic is picking that up, and then it pulses so that your audience can still see who is talking, which is really helpful. The next button at the bottom there is cam and mic settings again. This is the same exact settings that we just touched on there, but it's just another way to access them. The next button is share. So this has two functions. You can either share your screen, which is really helpful if you have a PowerPoint or a keynote or something like that where you need to share your screen and show your slides. And then the second option within the share function is the video file share. So if you have a video that's longer than 10 minutes and it's too big to upload into your brand tab on the right-hand side, you can instead share it in your broadcast as a video file. Now, what this function does essentially is it pulls a video file directly from your desktop computer, and then it'll play that in your broadcast. So Dana's going to pull up a video file and give us an example of what that looks like. And you'll see it pop down at the bottom there. You see that it sort of came in as another thumbnail image, and she has control to, add to the stream, remove it from the screen. She can pause and play. She can adjust the volume. And then there's also some layouts that she can use. So with this video file, you can have the video be full screen, or you can see her mouse underneath the thing. She's clicking different layouts. She can be on screen with the video. There are 3 different layout options for her in terms of sharing these videos. So this is a really multi-use function again, and it's super convenient for sharing file sizes of any size. There's no limit to how big or how long the videos you share are here. Now, the following button, back to the bottom of the screen, is the invite button. So this is the guest invite link that you can utilize if you want to bring in co-hosts or guests or fellow speakers to your broadcast studio. So you just copy this link, and each broadcast studio has its own unique link. So you'll never have the same broadcast link. Each guest link is tied to a specific broadcast studio. So you just send your guest that link, and then when they receive the link, all they have to do is click on the link. They don't have to register for anything or give their information. They just click the link, and then you'll see Dana just sent the link to herself. So she just popped into her own broadcast studio as a guest. So your guests come right next to you as a little thumbnail image, and Drama Queen says, "This is awesome. I'm so glad you feel that way." So when you see your guest pop into the studio, you can hover over their thumbnail and click to add them on screen. And then you'll see she'll pop here as her guest when she adds herself to the stream. There we go. So now Dana is on screen with her quote unquote guest. And now she's playing with the different layouts. So we started introducing the layouts for the video that we were just sharing, but now there are also some other layouts that you can utilize when you have multiple people on screen. Now, depending on what plan you can have different numbers of people on screen with you. So on the free plan, you can have up to 6 people on screen at the same time. On the basic and the pro plan, you can have up to 10 people on screen at a time. And then you can utilize these different layouts to organize your different numbers of people. So you can see how when Dana clicks these different layouts here right underneath her broadcast screen, it just totally changes the way that her and her guest look on the screen. These layouts also really help to give dynamics to your broadcast. It's something really visually appealing to watch these transitions happen. And, you can utilize this layout that she has now. If your guest is speaking and you want them to be bigger, you can do that. If you want to switch them, you can also drag the box and reorganize the on-screen participants. So if you just click on someone's box and drag it, then they switch, which is really, really cool. So you can organize your screen that way as well, which is awesome. Okay, so now that we have our guest in the studio, we have set up all of our branding, it's time for us to go live. So Dana's gonna go into the top right corner, and she's gonna click that blue Go Live button. And then when she's ready, she'll click Go Live, and then she'll see this button on the middle of the screen that says You Are Live. And she'll also get this red live icon, and that has a timer next to it that shows her how long she's been on the air. Now, this is just visible to you in the broadcast studio and your guests. So your guests can see that you're live on the air, and they can see how long you've been live for. Then you can also see how many people are watching your broadcast. There's a little eyeball icon, and it shows you how many viewers you have on the platform that you're streaming to. So for Dana, she has 0 viewers because we streamed unlisted to YouTube. So no one has the link to that broadcast. But if she were streaming publicly, then her subscribers would get notified and they'd be able to tune in and she'd be able to see who's joining her broadcast. So now that she's on the air, she can add her logo and her banners and any comments that she wants to display, she can do that. She can click to add any graphics that she wants to add. And all of this can be, transitioned and used and switched while she's on the air. So you can just sort of see she's playing around, changing different features, changing the layout, reorganizing her screen. She's kind of just going through everything that we set up, so you can kind of see it in motion, how everything looks when you utilize these different features all together. It really creates this layered, very beautifully dynamic broadcast that looks very professional and extremely edited, but you're not editing anything. You're just adding your different graphics, and StreamYard puts it all together for you and sends it to your destination. So once she completes her broadcast, maybe she says goodbye to her guest, then she can go back up to the right-hand corner and click to end her broadcast. Maybe she'll put up an overlay. She ends the broadcast, and then it goes off the air. So you'll see this little box. You can give us broadcast feedback. If you have a bad broadcast or it didn't go well, you can give feedback, and that comes directly into our email inbox for our customer support team, and they can help you troubleshoot whatever went wrong. Shiva says this is a super cool feature. I'm so glad you feel that way. I think StreamYard is awesome. I might be a little bit biased, but I think it's great. Okay, so now that we are off the air, we're just back here in the broadcast studio. So what we can do is go up to the right-hand corner and click links. Now this gives us two options. We can either click to view our broadcast on YouTube, which will take us directly to the broadcast we just did on the YouTube platform. So you can see how it went, you can review your work, or you can click to download your recording. Now, downloading the recording gives you two options. You can either click to download the full video recording with the video and the audio, or you can click to download just the audio. Now, the reason that the audio is an option, the MP3, is because we have a lot of live streamers who like to repurpose their content as podcasts. So it's a really convenient feature to have the MP3 audio track downloadable so that they can just download that. They don't have to splice it in their editing software, and they can just push it directly to their podcasting platform. So you have both of those options. Now, it's important to note the downloading feature is only available on the paid plans, and StreamYard will only save your recordings for 15 days after they're created. So if you do need to save one, you need to download it right away so you don't forget, because after the 15 days, it gets wiped from our servers because we just simply don't have the capacity to store everyone's recordings. So just keep that in mind. It can be really sad if you forget to download it, and then it's the 17th day and your broadcast is gone. So just make sure to download it right after you do the broadcast, because it is available to download right after you end. So that is really start to finish the setup, the tips and tricks, and how to go live with StreamYard. So I think we're going to move into the Q&A portion now. I would also love to emphasize, while we're here, we have a little bit of time left, that we have a 24/7 support team. So I mentioned before that when you give feedback on your broadcast, that filters directly into our support team's email inbox. But we also have a live chat, and we have agents who are working literally 24 hours a day so that at any time you can contact them. So all you have to go to is StreamYard.com/contact and click the blue chat help icon. And then you'll be brought to a little help box where you can either choose one of the suggestions or you can click live chat. And this will connect you to one of our agents. We have agents working around the clock, like I mentioned. They're all based out of the US, and they're all super StreamYard experts. So you just put in your name, you put in your email, and then you can type your message. So if you need to troubleshoot something, or you need help with billing, or really anything you need, you can type the message there and we will be able to help you on the spot. So you can see there is a chat queue, and then generally within seconds, someone will join your chat and help you. So we got Trevor. Trevor's awesome, and he will help you. So he gives some advice, and if you can try that, then hopefully it'll work. But if not, you can keep going back and forth, and that's really how the live chat works. And we are very prompt. We have people who are always answering, and everyone's super nice. So please utilize that, because we want to be there for you and we want to help you out. Okay, I'm going to move into the Q&A because I feel like we have some questions. What happens if we have a pre-scheduled recording that is scheduled to go to one location, say Hopin, and then we try to go live in that space? What do you mean exactly, Gabby? Are you talking about the pre-recorded function? Because that is a little bit different from the demo that I just gave. That essentially is you just have a recording already that you can schedule to push live on its own. So you actually won't have a broadcast studio to enter in that case. I'll show you what that looks like. Dana, if we can go back to StreamYard. And show them how to set up a pre-recorded broadcast, that would be super helpful. Gabby, I think that you are one of my business clients, so I want to give you this demo right here. Okay, so you just click create a broadcast, and instead of clicking new broadcast, you click use pre-recorded video. And in this scenario, you would select a recording. So you would already have an edited pre-recorded thing that you want to use. And you can either use a past broadcast, something that you created on StreamYard, or you can upload like an MP4 from your desktop. And then you choose where you want it to go. So in this case, you would select Hopin. And then you just choose the start time. You put the title and description in there. And then for YouTube, you can choose the privacy, but for you on Hopin, there wouldn't be a privacy option because it would just be for your Hopin event. And then you would just click to create that. So then in that case, it doesn't actually create a broadcast studio. It just creates a pre-recorded stream. So you see how that looks a little bit different. It says pre-recorded instead of scheduled. And instead of the enter studio box, it says check status. So check status just means, you can see if it's, Dana, what happens if you click that box? Let's show. It just brings you to this page where it gives you the stats. So I think that's the feature that you guys are using, and it's as easy as that. So you wouldn't actually enter any broadcast studio. You just set up the thing, and then it goes live on its own. It's super easy. Let me know if there's a portion of your question that I did not get to. Oh, let's see. Can we still interact live with the audience? So in that case, not in the broadcast studio because it's all pushing out automatically, right? So in that case, the way to interact with your audience would be on the Hopin chat inside of Hopin, but you wouldn't be inside a broadcast studio because you're not running the show on your own. However, if you did want to incorporate those live comments, right, what you could do instead is have your pre-recorded broadcast, but instead create a regular broadcast studio, enter the broadcast studio, and then use the video file share feature to play your video. And then you can be inside the studio and showing comments on screen. Gabby, if we need to take a meeting about this, just email me because I would love to help you, but I want to answer these other questions too. Yeah, ideally like to pin comments to the screen. Exactly. So I think the way I just sort of briefly described is going to be the way for you guys to go. So let's connect via email after this broadcast, and I can give you the rundown on that. Okay, Shiva says, can my guest promote the stream on his own social media channels? Absolutely. So if you use the scheduling feature, right, where you schedule your broadcast in advance, it'll create that link. For example, the way we did it was on YouTube. So it created that URL link on YouTube. So you can just send that link to your guests and they can promote the link on their own social media channels. And then by using that link, all of their followers can click the link and they're directed to your broadcast. With the download, do I have to upload it to my destination sites after the 15 days? No. So if you are streaming live to YouTube or Facebook or whatever, those live broadcasts stay on those channels. They stream live to those channels and they stay there. So the download is just for you. So if you want to have that file on your computer, you can download it. But if you streamed already live somewhere, it saves over there. So you might not even need that download. Will we have future access to this video since it's unlisted? Yes. So if you just copy the link, the URL link to this video, you'll be able to access it again. And we will also be sending you a follow-up email with the link in that email. So you'll have it and you can return to this video. Dale says the amount of support and educational videos are amazing. Oh my gosh, thanks, Dale. We really try to be very accessible to our users and to help everyone just get the best experience possible. Is there a way to show a countdown clock while showing a welcome video? Absolutely. You would have to edit that outside of StreamYard. So you would want to have a video, and then you would edit a countdown timer on top of that and export that video as an MP4. And then you could upload it to your broadcast studio in StreamYard. And then at the beginning of your broadcast, you could click to display that video. So that would be how you would do that. Can we promote attendees to panelists during a broadcast without having to send them a guest link? No. So the only way to access the broadcast studio is by clicking the link. So you have to send it to them, unfortunately. Are there also discounted plan rates for nonprofit organizations? Yes. So if you pop into our live chat, StreamYard.com/contact, and tell them that you are a nonprofit and you are looking at the nonprofit pricing, they will be able to give you a special nonprofit pricing for our plans. Yes. Okay. Gabby says, thanks. Thanks, Gabby. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Shiva says, can we take sponsorships for streams? So it kind of depends what you mean by that. Yeah, it depends what you mean by that. So can you clarify in the comments, and I will be happy to answer that question. If you're talking about like YouTube, you can certainly take sponsorships. That's all handled on YouTube's side if you're able to promote your streams and stuff like that. But you can still set up your stream to YouTube the same way, regardless of whether your channel is sponsored or promotioned or whatever the case may be. Any other questions? I'm going to see if I missed any. I don't think so. We still have a little bit of time, so I'll wait before I go off the air just a little bit longer because I just don't want to miss anyone's questions. So put any final questions in the comments section. But that being said, let me think if I forgot anything. I think we covered everything. Thank you for being here. Thanks for taking an hour out of your Thursday to join me. I'm honored. We do go live every week. StreamYard goes live a ton. If you want to subscribe to our channel, that would be amazing, and click the bell icon to get our notifications. We do have a ton of content that we release. Drama Queen, there is a trial. So if you are on the free plan or you're a new user and you want to test out the upgraded features, go into our live chat, StreamYard.com/contact, and they can provide you with a free trial there for our upgraded plan so that you can really be sure about your decision. Second use, there is a way to stream to a Zoom meeting. We have a help doc on that. Let's go to that comment. My producer, Dana, will post the instructions for that in the chat because, yes, it is possible. Shiva says, is there any discount if I join today? Yes. So if you join today, we can offer you that 7-day free trial. And then we can also offer you discounts on any of our annual plans. So if you're interested in upgrading to a StreamYard plan for the year, there is a discount if you upgrade to the annual plan. So if you're interested in that, you can just go into our live chat again and ask the agent for any annual plan discounts and also the 7-day free trial. Don says, what would I use StreamYard for? Don, so I'm assuming you're just joining us now. Welcome. You might want to scroll back to the beginning of the video because I give a full comprehensive demo of the whole platform. What you might use StreamYard for is to live stream to your social media channels, for example. So you can live stream to Facebook, to YouTube, to LinkedIn, to Twitter, and to Twitch. And you can also, if you don't have social media or you're not familiar with social media, you can also create content, just record only. So just internally, and then you can use those videos to, post somewhere or send to someone. But essentially, StreamYard allows you to connect with your audience in real time, bring the comments on screen, add graphics in the broadcast studio. It's the easiest way to create professional live streams. So feel free to scroll back in this video and watch the whole thing because it's super informative. Okay, awesome. So I think that is the end of our hour. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being StreamYard users. We are happy to have you as a part of the family. Whatever level you are at, we are here for you. So just go to StreamYard.com/contact for literally anything you need. We are there for you. And again, we will send you the link to this broadcast again in your email as a follow-up so that you can return to this demo at any time you need it. We also have a ton of other promotional materials, educational materials in our StreamYard FAQ document that my producer can post in the comments. And then also just peruse our YouTube channel, because we have a ton of videos from different experts and users and a ton of people who can help you with StreamYard, and you can learn a lot from those videos. So take a look at that, and happy streaming. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye.